Do you want to save money every day? In this video, I'm going to give you 9 habits that you can practice every day. And if you practice these every single day, you will save money and you will rock your frugal living journey. And stick around to the end for a bonus that you do not want to miss. Welcome, I'm Amy, and here at Frugal Over 50, I give you tips and tools for frugal living. I'd love to have you join our growing community. Here's how you do it. You hit the subscribe button, and then you hit the bell so you'll get notified first of new videos. And you know what? If you like frugal living content, go ahead and give this video a like as we get started. Let's go right to number 1. Go to sleep at the same time every night. Now wait, you say, this is not a frugal living habit. This is just a healthy lifestyle habit. Well, can you really make a big distinction between a healthy lifestyle and frugal living? In this case, not really. Think about that time when you stayed up too late at night watching Netflix and you ended up with 5 things in your Amazon cart, and the next day you had to go in and cancel the order and you didn't even remember making that order, and you weren't drunk. You were just tired. Anytime you stay up too late, past your bedtime, whatever it is, you're a grown-up, you get to decide, you run the risk of buying too much and not being frugal on that day. And if you want to be frugal today, go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. If you want to be frugal tomorrow, go to bed at a reasonable hour tomorrow night. And then just lather, rinse, repeat. Number 2, wake up at the same time every day. So you've gone to sleep at the same time every night, so you avoided the late night shopping that you regretted. And now you're going to wake up at the same time every day. You're aligning your body clock with your body's circadian rhythm. And when you are aligning your body clock with your body's circadian rhythm, you will feel healthy, you'll feel strong, you'll feel at peace. You won't give in to impulses of any kind, especially impulse shopping. When you don't impulse shop, you save money. Think about this. If you don't buy it, that's 100% discount. Anything that you don't buy is money that you save. And if you are awake and alert at the right time of the day, and you go to sleep at the right time of the night, and you just do those 2 things, your clarity of mind, your impulse control will be so good, you don't even need the rest of these tips. But stick around because they're good too. The 3rd daily frugal habit is you need to budget. Every single day, you need to be thinking about your budget, you need to be planning your budget, you need to be tracking your budget. If you're looking for some very specific help on budgeting, I have a couple of series for you. One is all about budgeting, and I also recommend a budgeting program called You Need a Budget. If you have been around for a while, you've probably heard me talk about it, but if you're new here, let me tell you that You Need a Budget is a way of using a zero-based budget or a cash envelope system on either a web app or a mobile app or a combination of the 2. The company provides excellent training and resources, and I cannot recommend them highly enough. You Need a Budget is what got me on the path to frugal living. I kid you not. And if you'd like to try it, you can use my referral link below and get 34 days free. I would love it if you would give it a shot. If you have been challenged by budgeting so far, try You Need a Budget. If you have a budget that you like, tell me about it down below. I'm always interested in collecting more information about budgeting. And the real secret to success in budgeting, this is something I don't think I have ever talked about, but the real secret is keeping track of it daily or almost daily. Meaning this needs to be something that you're comfortable with, that you can look at, that you can use for planning, for tracking, for evaluating, for long-term, long-range envisioning. Your budget should be your friend every single day. Habit number 4, inventory. What do you have? What is that stuff in the corner? What is that stuff in the cabinet? What is that stuff under the couch cushions? Just like you would if you ran a factory, inventory your stuff. Think about what do you have. I don't mean that you need to go and get an inventory app like you would use if you worked at the store in the mall, but I mean that you should know what you have. If you don't know what you have, you might go out and buy more. And I have had this experience, and I know you have too, where you think you don't have something. You're at the store and you buy it thinking, oh, well done me. I have just bought this thing I didn't have. You get home, you've got 4 of them in the cabinet. So on a daily basis, you don't need to take a full inventory of your house, but on a daily basis, you need to be aware of what you have and aware of where you can go to find out more specifically what you have in case you need to use something that you have. Do you need more help with this particular aspect of your life? I have a video on decluttering that I'd love to have you go and watch, because if you cannot find your stuff, if you don't know what you have, it's entirely possible that you haven't decluttered enough. My example that I'm most embarrassed to tell you about, so therefore of course I'm going to tell you about it, is that I used to lose track of money in my home office. And sometimes I would go and clean it out and find checks that people had given me a long time before and cash. And I had money and I didn't even know I had money. This was absolutely insane. And it was one of the things that started me on this long journey to learning how to become more frugal, is just learning what I had in my house. In my case, I had a lot more money than I thought I did, which is a great problem to have. But wouldn't it have been nice to know that? Yeah, it would have. So know what you've got. If you're getting value out of this video, would you give it a like really quick? And if you'd like to support the growth of the channel, click the link down below for Buy Me a Coffee. Right now, I'm saving up for some new gear for YouTube to make better videos for you. And all the proceeds from your Buy Me a Coffee contributions are going towards that long-term project. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the tips. Daily habit number 5 is go for quality over quantity. Now, this isn't always the case. Sometimes you just need a lot of something, but your daily habit should be a process of thought. What is the best quality that I have right now? What is the best quality that I can buy? What is the best quality that I can save up for? Let me tell you about something that I did over the past year. I replaced both my washer and my dryer. I had a fancy washer and a fancy dryer that were very kindly given to me by family members about 8 years ago. And fancy washers and dryers last about 8 years because all of their electronics and stuff just kind of gives out. And I replaced them with the best quality that I could find with the exact features that I needed. And I didn't pay as much as I would have if I'd bought the fancy ones. The fancy ones, for my purposes, were lower quality because they weren't going to last as long. They had more bells and whistles that could break. And I got a really basic washer, a really basic dryer. I am so happy with them. And I was able to use money that I had already saved up. I didn't go over budget. I didn't go into debt. And my clothes are clean. It's a win-win-win all the way around. Number 6 is going to feel like an exact contradiction to what I just told you in number 5. In number 5, I said, focus on quality over quantity. But number 6 is buy in bulk when it makes sense. Another example from my own life, I recently was told by the vet that my beloved dog, Goldie, she's a senior dog, she needed a new kind of dog food. So I went to the store and I found out that if I buy this new kind of dog food right now, I pay a certain price. If I buy 2 of this kind of dog food, I get a $5 gift card and a discount. Well, which one did I get? I knew I was going to need the new dog food. It's dry dog food. It lasts a long time. I had the money to buy it. And so I bought in bulk, and I have twice as much dog food as I need for a little while because I will use it up. It was a good deal. It was what the vet recommended for my beloved dog, Goldie. It was the best thing for me to do. If I had just bought 1 bag of dog food, that would have been totally fine. But I bought in bulk because it made sense. You should do the same thing, and this is the exact thought process. Do I have the money? Will I use this by the time it expires? Do I actually need it? And is it a good deal right now? It's a big, complicated thought process that stops you from just impulse buying a whole lot of stuff at once. Use the bulk buying solution when it works for you. Number 7 is one of my all-time favorites. Use your time to contribute instead of consuming. Now, this is a tricky one. We live in a consumer-driven society and we all buy things all the time. Most of us are spending money on something every single day, even if it's behind the scenes. You have spent some money on something. Some bill has been paid automatically, or you had to go get gas or something. We are always consuming. That is not going to change. But can you use your priorities, your time, your leisure to contribute, to produce rather than consume? In one of my recent videos on the Great Depression, you folks talked a whole lot about gardening, for instance. This is a great way to produce something that you will then consume. I told you folks that I haven't learned how to garden, although my grandma knew how to do it, and several of you recommended that I just go and learn from YouTube. It's a perfect way to use YouTube, something that you are consuming, to learn how to produce something. And I will pledge to you that when I get settled in my new place, whenever that is, I will take you along with me on my gardening journey. If I get up the courage, I might even grow a bucket of herbs or something right here and show it to you even before I move. So stay tuned for that. Think about what you can do to produce instead of consume, or to produce the thing that you are going to consume. Number 8, make it last. Make it last, make it last, make it last. If you know what song that is and what movie that is from, put it down below in the comments and I'll give you some extra credit points on your final exam. Can you tell I'm a teacher talking about extra credit points? I want you to make it last, whatever it is, whether it's your furniture or your appliances or your clothes or your car or anything that you buy, anything that you own. Don't trash it, don't destroy it, don't misuse it. Take good care of your possessions. Repair them if you can, and as long as you can, as long as it makes sense to repair them so that they last a long time. We are constantly bombarded with advertisements for new things and shiny things, and it's great that we live in a world that offers us so many options. But you don't have to take every option that's offered to you. Only take the ones that matter. And look around where you are and see the things that you have and make them last. Number 9, every single day, think long term. Think ahead. This has been really tough for everybody on planet Earth over the last year. How do we think long term when we're in a global pandemic? How do you think long term if you're in a financial crisis of your own? How do you think long term if you don't know what's coming? Well, it's true. We don't know what's coming. And when we look ahead a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30, even farther, we don't know what's coming. But we do need to think long term. There's a saying that we often underestimate what we can do in 5 years while overestimating what we can do in a year. And when I'm asking you to think long term, I'm asking you to identify the fact that you may not be exactly where you want to be on your frugal living journey today, but it is a journey. And it is a lifestyle, and it is a lifelong way of living with joy and with empowerment and with so much freedom that you don't even know what to do with all of your freedom. And every single decision that you make, when you think long term and you think freedom, peace of mind, space, the life that I want to create, and the shape that this takes may change tomorrow, but keep thinking long term. And this leads us to our bonus tip, which is have the courage to fail. When I really got serious about my frugal living journey, I was almost 50 years old. It was really late and I felt like such a failure. I felt so ashamed of myself. I was sort of a natural cheapskate, but I wasn't really living in a frugal way. I wasn't prioritizing my spending. I wasn't budgeting. I wasn't doing any of the things that I talked to you about. I am telling you things that I have learned and things that I am still learning. And every day we have a chance to try something, and if we fall down, we have a chance to get back up again. So have the courage to fail along the way. Have the courage to see this as a journey rather than as if I don't get it today, I'm a complete failure for the rest of my life. No, friends, that is not true. You are not a failure. You are not a failure for the rest of your life. You just found something that didn't work. I have a wonderful quote for you from Marianne Radmacher, the inspirational writer and speaker, and she said this: "Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day whispering, 'I will try again tomorrow.'" Wherever you are in your frugal living journey, I am so proud of you, and you are not alone. If you need help on your frugal living journey, watch my video on the 10 frugal living habits that changed my life. Those habits can also change your life. Stick around here as part of taking the next step on your frugal living journey. Live frugally, change your life, and together we will change the world. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.